Hey guys, I'm now engaged. I have a fiancé. And it was a crazy week to pull it off. I almost failed 3 times, and I'm gonna tell you the story of this week and the lessons I learned. It's about my own masculinity and how do you know when you're ready to propose to your girlfriend. Let's get to it. So diving right in, Zoe and I have been together for 5 years. We took a 1.5-year break, learned so much, realized that we took each other for granted, and now we are officially fiancés.
You're her fiance.
So what does that mean, and how did we get here?
I'm so confused.
I'll start by saying that in order to do this proposal, ever since I was a kid, I wanted it to be some sort of scavenger hunt and something awesome.
What about a hot air balloon?
And the idea of a hot air balloon was in my mind, and actually Zoe mentioned it months before, so I was like, ooh, let's do this hot air balloon thing.
Excellent.
How do you pull that one off?
Now, once upon a time, Zoe asked a magic 8-ball if we were gonna get married, and the magic 8-ball said doubtful. And I was like, babe, you can't ask that kind of a question to a magic 8-ball. So to start this journey, I designed a custom magic 8-ball on Etsy, and I had it say only yes answers. That way I could give it to her and have her dream for anything and know that hopefully all of her dreams would be fulfilled, even if she dreamed to get married.
That would be cool.
So for this proposal, all I knew was that it ended on Friday with a celebration at my friend Nate's housewarming party in Nevada City up north in California. Meanwhile, Zoe and I live in LA, so I have a week to get from LA to Nevada City and propose sometime in between that week so we can go celebrate in Nevada City with all of our friends. So I started researching hot air balloons, and I realized that you can only fly at sunrise and the weather has to be perfect. Now this is January in California, so it's rainy season, so my luck is being tested right now.
Well, do you feel lucky?
To play it safe, I first tried to book a hot air balloon near LA at the beginning of our trip, but the rain canceled that, so I'd have to make a backup plan. So we started our trip, and of course, the magic 8-ball became a thing. Here, open that. If you could ask it a question before our trip, what would you want to ask it?
Will my period come in the next few days? 100% guaranteed.
Okay. All right, put it away.
What the heck? Why are you filming this?
And at first, Zoe was really confused why I'm giving her a magic 8-ball. She even asked me, she's like, are you gonna propose to me on a magic 8-ball? Which I thought of doing, but I don't wanna give my power over to a plastic ball to do the proposal.
Why are you filming me?
So we started our road trip and it was pouring rain.
And I'm terrified.
But I had to get to Big Sur up north in California where I had a log cabin booked for 2 nights.
We're in nature at a cabin. So cute.
Now I thought this would be the perfect first step for the proposal week because it's just us, we have no cell phone service, we're in nature and we're off the grid. So we can really connect and enjoy the log cabin, make warm coffee in the morning, read to each other, and just spend quality time, which is exactly what we did.
Are we going to the hot springs today? It will be divine.
Now that next morning, I took her to a special secret place in Big Sur that I've always wanted to go to, and apparently she's always wanted to go to.
Esalen, I've always wanted to go here. Did you know that, babe?
No.
Oh my God.
We lucked out. It stopped raining and the weather was perfect that day, and we had an amazing time at Esalen, getting massages, eating food, walking around the land, and just really enjoying being unplugged from the matrix. What are you gonna do in this barn, babe?
I am going to paint and I'm going to make a vision board for the year and I'm going to soak in the nature. Wow, and my sister, like on our way here, was like, Zoe, I really feel like you need to make an analog collage board. And I was like, oh, I don't know when I'm gonna have time to do that.
Now at this point, I have another hot air balloon booked for Sacramento on Thursday. But today, on Wednesday, I'm gonna take her to the Monterey Aquarium.
Is our aquarium experience going to be awesome? Ask Teddy.
It's gonna be awesome. And we're gonna do some chocolates beforehand so that we can enjoy the amazing exhibits of jellyfish and fish and just experience the magic of Monterey. Now, while we were in the peak of the depths of the ocean in our experience, I got a call from my pilot in Sacramento saying that the hot air balloon was canceled due to excess mud.
This is not good.
Now at this point, I've taken a decent microdose, so I have to come up with the backup plan as to how I'm gonna find a hot air balloon to propose to Zoe on, and ideally do it tomorrow morning. So I start calling everywhere around, and I find a place outside of Tahoe, but it's 6 hours away.
We don't have time.
So I go back to Zoe, who's very much in this funny place and really wondering why I had to go make this phone call. And I tell her, hey, we have to wrap up the aquarium because we have a long drive. I can't tell you where we're gonna go, but we have to drive somewhere. Meanwhile, it's a 6-hour drive.
Yeah, now that's a road trip.
So we gotta get going because I gotta go to bed early to wake up to propose to her on a hot air balloon outside of Tahoe.
You enjoying that rain, babe?
So much.
So we hit the road and it's raining again and everything's great and we're having a good time. We're even freestyle rapping to each other in the car. And then suddenly I realize we're on a mountain and it's snowing and it turns into a blizzard. And now our car is borderline sliding and Zoe is really worried about our safety.
This is the worst field trip ever.
But meanwhile, I'm on a mission. We have to wake up early to catch this hot air balloon on Thursday morning. So I have to go forward. I have to continue over this snowy mountain. And we land in a cheap motel that's 4 minutes away from the hot air balloon. And the motel has no water. I have to literally get hot water from the tea maker to give Zoe water. Now this was a tough moment because she felt super unsafe. I had to somehow keep my secret, but also make sure that she felt okay. And there was nothing more to do than for me to look her in the eyes and say, babe, you have to trust me. You have to trust me. I got you. And by the way, we have to go to bed now because we're waking up early, which we did. And then we woke up early and guess what? The hot air balloon was canceled a third time.
Cancel?
Damn. 3 hot air balloons cancel on me. And I'm like, shit, today was supposed to be my last day to do this hot air balloon proposal. Tomorrow we have to go celebrate at the after party, so what am I gonna do? Well, we made the best of the day. We went to Tahoe and we had an amazing photo shoot. We went used clothing shopping. We had an amazing organic meal. And then we went back to the hotel and spent another night there in hopes that my final day, Friday morning, the hot air balloon wouldn't get canceled.
Let's just cross our fingers.
And to my luck, I wake up and there's no cancellation notice and it's surreal. It's sunrise, Zoe and I make some cacao and I drive her to the hot air balloon location and she sees it and she's like,
I was just thinking about this, babe. Oh my gosh.
I'm Alan. You must
Alan,
be Jeff.
my man.
Nice to meet you.
And luckily she still didn't know I was gonna propose. I think she just blocked the idea of proposal out of her mind.
Is this going to be the most magical, whimsical experience of all time? It will be glorious.
It'll be glorious. And so we go on this hot air balloon with this amazing veteran pilot and we go a mile high into the air so we can see Lake Tahoe. And I told the pilot to pretend to take a picture, but really take a video when we hit the top so that I can get down on one knee and propose. And of course, he didn't pretend to take a picture. He just went straight to video and he said,
Here we go. I'm filming you.
well, if you're filming me, let me say a few things to this lady right here for a second.
Baby.
My beloved Zoe. It's been 5 years and you've been my best friend. Will you marry me?
Of course. Good.
I pulled it off. I don't even know, it was like a surreal moment. I had a few ideas of what I was gonna say, and then I just said it, and it happened, and it was beautiful, and she didn't know, and we cried, and it was amazing, and the view was amazing, and we didn't have any vertigo. Somehow you don't have vertigo on a hot air balloon, y'all. Fiance.
How's the ring to it, I have to admit.
And then that night we got to celebrate by going to Equanimous's house and doing a DJ set with all of our friends and having a big ol' celebration. And the icing on the cake was that the next morning I gave her a book about places you can take your family around the world. Kid-friendly, amazing things to do.
Sleep in a windmill.
Besides this proposal being a really interesting story, I think it's a reflection of masculinity and femininity. For her to soften and not need control was a big test of her feminine. And for me to make sure that I continue on my mission and I don't give up and I'm staying resilient, making sure that she feels safe enough, where I wanted to tell her the truth, but I couldn't. I had to stay focused on that mission.
Hold the line.
And I think when it comes to relationships, journeys like this are perfect metaphors. They have ups and downs. They have snowy mountains when you're sliding everywhere. They have moments where you're out of water and you're thirsty and you're scared and you think that everything's in peril. And sometimes it's the partner that keeps you safe. Sometimes it's the partner that looks you in the eye and say, babe, you're gonna be okay. You can trust me. Everything's gonna be fine. And we can re-regulate each other when things get tough. She re-regulates me when I'm in breakdown. I re-regulate her when she's in breakdown. And I think it's a great example of life and relationships and healthy ways that relationships can support one another. And it takes risk, but the risk is the best part. Overcoming a challenge is the best part. Getting across and being engaged now is so exciting, and I can't wait to get married, and I can't wait for all the challenges to come up in this relationship, because they're gonna show me and they're gonna show her that we can get through them on the other side and be victorious, and it's gonna be great. Victory! Now I wanna end with the question, how do you know when you're ready to propose? Because for me, I was always freaked out about how the heck am I gonna know? The answer surprised me because it's simple. You know you're ready to propose to your partner when it feels silly calling them your girlfriend. Now you men out there, you might be with a girlfriend for a long time and you're out at a party and you're like, yeah, this is my girlfriend, but perhaps she's way more than that. And perhaps you're ready to take things to the next level. And it is gonna be challenging and it is gonna test you, especially test your masculinity. I think proposing is one of the biggest actions of masculinity. It's a really driving thing that the man has to propose, and it's a one-way street where there's no turning back. You're doing it for life, boys. You're doing it for life. So yeah, there you have it. That's my proposal story, what it means to me and my masculinity, and how I knew that I was ready to propose. So maybe you're ready. Maybe it's time for you to step up, take things to the next level with your partner, and know that it's gonna be hard, but also overcoming those obstacles, it's gonna make you feel so good. Until next time, peace.